The two we have in the ring helping the kids are the two beef superintendents. The one over here in the red shirt is Mr. Elmo Gray. Raise your hand there, Elmo. He's deaf. He can't hear me. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yeah. There he is. He didn't know his name. And Austin Sorensen right here, those are the two beef superintendents. We've got the fair queen, Delana Olson, out here. She'll be giving out the ribbons, her and her other queen candidates. And then gals there from the extension office on the table there that do a good job every year, keeping track of what the ribbon placement is. Our judge today is Mr. Nate Ruby from Murray, Iowa. He's a Simmental breeder. He said he runs about 350 cows. Now that takes a lot of hay, right? A lot of hay. And he said his baler is broke down. So if anybody's got a baler, he'll take it back to Murray with him. We're welcome. Let's put our hands together and give a nice Montgomery County welcome to Nate for coming to the county fair. In our first class of the day, we have registered Kianina, Ashley Henneman, if you need a program, we have some up here at the table. They're $1.50 a piece. You bet.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here and work with your youth and sort through their beef projects here today. I'm sure excited about it. A nice way to start the show here with this Kianina heifer. One, boy, you sure got to admire her when you view her from the side here on the stand. One that's extremely long through that front 1/3, very feminine. You love that the cleanliness of her neck and throat down into her chest floor. You study her at the ground. She's big-footed. She's got some bone to her. We get in behind her. She sure doesn't disappoint you there either. She's got some muscle and some product to her, and just really, really nice from that standpoint. We're going to get picky on this one. I think where we'd like to change her, when the young lady puts her in motion, she wants to get that top up ever so slightly, kind of throws her balance off when she's pulled the lead. If we could relax her in that top line, just being, like I said, real nitpicky on where I would like to improve this one. But a lot of positives here and a really, really nice way to start the show. Let's go ahead and give this young lady a nice round of applause.
Purple. You can give purple, blue,
Okay.
red.
I told her blue over there. But
Okay.
Blue's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ashley's champion Kianina heifer was awarded a purple ribbon. Now into the ring is John Peterson with his registered Maine heifer.
He wanted to do it at Okoboji, jump into things real quick. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's sitting over there in that. No. Doesn't have a spleen, doesn't have an appendix, doesn't have a gallbladder. You know. It was awful. It was awful this time.
Is this the only main heifer here too, Bob? Okay. Another single entry here in our main Anjou heifer department. Another one that's a really high quality individual. Another one when we step off from the side, boy, you sure like this one through her front 1/3 as well. It is a cattle show, and I tell you what, I'm a person that likes them good looking, and she sure checks that box. You step in behind this female, and she doesn't disappoint you there either. She's wide at her pins. She's stout made, big top. Sure appreciate that. We set her in motion. She handles her feet and legs exceptionally well. She gets out and covers her tracks. Once again, if we're going to get a little bit nitpicky on this one, I guess I'd just like to soften her up in that center portion of her body, drop that, just give her a little bit more depth and a little bit more turn to that rib. But one that's a moderate framed, easy keeping female for this young man when he goes to put her out in the cow herd. Let's go ahead and give him a nice round of applause, if you would.
That was John Peterson with his champion main heifer, received a purple. Next into the ring is Delaney Yates with her shorthorn heifer.
The infectious disease doctor, and she looked at him and she said, "Well, you look pretty good." She said, "I totally expected when you got out of the hospital that you'd present in the ER that weekend and you'd be back in on Monday." But seriously, you sent us home knowing that it wasn't good. And you expected us to present in the ER and end up back in the hospital. Oh, man. That's mean. Yeah. Now he's just got to worry about me because if he doesn't.
Purple's fine with me. Well, the good-looking ones just keep coming here in our shorthorn division. Another one that's a super attractive made female. I sure appreciate that about her. She does have that extra boldness and spring of rib, the extra depth of body. She gives you that easy look, keeping look, so when we put her out in production and kick her out in the grass, you sure expect her to keep that condition good, and I sure appreciate that. At the end of the day, that's the name of the game. One thing I really admire about this female is when we step in behind her, she's stout now. There's a lot of product in this one. She's big top, she's big-ended, she's wide-pinned. You sure appreciate that about her. That's one of her strongest attributes, in my opinion. We're going to change her. When we set her in motion, I just like to free her up off her rear, too. She gets a little steep in the angle of her pastern, just not quite as comfortable off those rear legs when she goes about the ring. But when you got that much power, you have to make some sacrifices as well, and I get that. But a really nice place here to land in the shorthorn division. Let's go ahead and give her a nice round of applause, please.
Thank you. That was Delaney Yates with her champion shorthorn heifer. Next one into the ring is Chloe Bruce with her limb flex heifer. Many of you maybe don't know what a limb flex is. It's a limousine heifer that is a low percent, and apparently she is crossed with an Angus. That's Chloe Bruce.
What did Delaney get?
Purple. Purple. Oh, excuse me. Delaney got a purple with her shorthorn heifer.
Purple again, Bob. Really high quality limb flex female here. I think one that checks a lot of boxes for what I'm looking for. First and foremost, one that's got that show ring look and presence when she comes in the ring. You got to love her through that front 1/3. Smooth in that neck shoulder junction. I like that about her. She opens up into a big sweeping rib cage. She's got that extra body depth. She's square made, and I tell you what, to me, just one of this heifer's strongest attributes is when we put her in motion. I think that's sure when she looks the best. If you want a definition of what a good structured one looks like, this one here is pretty textbook. All of her feet point the same way. And when she gets out and moves, she's super soft on both ends of her skeleton. She reaches out and takes a great big long stride and sets down on a big foot. Just a really nice place to start. They're not all perfect. If I want to get real critical, maybe like to lay that tail head in just ever so slightly, but I'll tell you what, that's getting pretty hard on one that's really, really nice here. Let's go ahead and congratulate this young lady for a high-quality entry here.
That is Chloe Bruce, and she receives a purple on her limb flex heifer. Now we'll have 4 classes of commercial breeding heifers. We have Dalton True here with his red commercial heifer, and then we'll have 3 more classes of commercials. I'm misintroducing one of the more important people here in the ring, Jake Gillespie, a good-looking guy down there, the insurance salesman. Glad to have you back. I think you missed last year, didn't you? Yeah.
The fans are friends, but it's
This is Dalton's first year in 4-H, and we're sure glad to have him in here. He's got really a nice heifer and doing an excellent job. Let's give him a little encouragement. Put your hands together. Good job so far, Dalton.
Hey, kid. How are you? We give him a purple.
Well, like Bob said, it's nice to see these first-time exhibitors here. It's sure what keeps the fair going, and it's sure the future of the fair. But young man here has got a nice first-year project for himself. Here's a moderate-made stout heifer. I think one that when he gets done with her and puts her out in the pasture, she's going to be a low-input type of female, one that can get out on that grass and convert forage into pounds. Stout-made, square-hipped, sure like those things about her. Doesn't come with as many bells and whistles probably as a few of the heifers we've seen before. Just maybe doesn't have quite that show ring look as a couple that have came before, but it's just a really high-quality, useful female here. It's going to make a nice project for this young man going down the road. Let's go ahead and give him a nice round of applause, please.
That's Dalton True. Like I said, he's a beginner this year, and we're glad to have him here. He receives a purple ribbon. Good job, Dalton. Next into the ring is Aniston Poston with her smoky heifer.
There is, yeah, here's the class S2. These are commercials. Different ages probably in the commercials, so they don't have any identifiers.
Anybody need a program? We got them up here at the table for you.
Another nice single entry here in the commercial heifer department, and I think one that sure offers us some really interesting pieces here in this particular class. Once again, when she comes in the ring, she's got that show ring look I'm after today. She's very nice about her head and neck. She's smooth-shouldered, especially considering how powerful this one is. She opens up into that big rib cage. She's extremely deep-bodied when we view her from the side. You get behind her, and she's got that extra turn and shape to her rib that I think is the most important. Super stout made, lots of red meat in this female as well. We set her in motion. She sure handles her feet and legs exceptionally well for the power she has. If I'm going to get picky on this one, I guess for me, I'd just like to lean her up a little bit. I'd like to shave a little bit of that extra condition off her. I think it would help her from a balance standpoint. But I'll tell you what, when we're making these things easy fleshing and when we turn them into cows, that's not a bad trait to have either. But one here I think looks like going to be a really nice breeding piece for this young lady. Let's go ahead and congratulate her and give her a nice round of applause as well.
Aniston Poston receives a purple on her breeding heifer. The next class of commercial heifers, there's two. First one into the ring is Briar Fisher. Second into the ring is Tyler True. And Tyler is another first-year exhibitor, and we're glad to have him here. One thing I forgot to announce, our beef superintendent, Mr. Austin Sorensen, last year about August, wasn't it? He became a daddy. Him and his wife Sydney got a little boy, and you called him Ryan? Nope, wasn't that. Jensen. I'll get the name right sooner or later. Congratulations, Austin. I know you and Sydney will be good parents. Get him a little older and get him in 4-H.
Two purples. Well, I think I've been batting 100% on getting the classes right up to this point. This is the first big decision I've had to make, I guess. And to me, we got a pretty logical place to start here with this young man's heifer that comes in. I think just from a balance standpoint, I think this one is the one that kind of surfaces her way to the top. She's got all the parts and pieces that kind of follow what we've been talking about so far today. She's attractive when we view her from the side. You sure appreciate that about her. Really nice about that head, neck, and throat. She's got some body to her. We step in behind her. She's square. She's got some rib shape. She's got some stoutness. We set her in motion. She's big-legged. She's big-footed, and sure gets around the ring in an adequate fashion. Just a nice place to start here in this particular class. Stout-made, easy keeping, easy fleshing type of female here that comes in second. Like I mentioned, when we put these things out in the real world, this is the kind of female that's going to thrive down here in these southern Iowa pastures. She's going to be the one that's going to convert grass to forage in a very good fashion. One that just maybe when he gets her stopped and we view her from the side, not as many bells and whistles, just like to trim her up through that front 1/3, give her a little bit more balance in comparison to the heifer that comes first. Not taking anything away from this young man's female, she's sure going to be a productive cow when he gets her out on pasture. Let's go ahead and congratulate these two females on a nice commercial heifer class.
Two excellent heifers there. They both receive purple ribbons. That's Briar Fisher, number 1, and Tyler True, number 2. Next into the ring is Mackenzie Henneman and Carson Poston. This will be your last class of commercial heifers. Then our judge will select champion and reserve commercial breeding heifers. Mackenzie. Mackenzie. She's busy. Jake, ask a young lady if this is her first year. It is? Hey, cool. You're doing a good job there, young lady. We've had quite a few first year kids in here with their breeding heifers, and that's the name of the game. They can take them home for cows and by golly, run dad out of the pasture with their calves.
Two purples again, Bob. Another nice class with two very, very useful breeding heifer prospects here in this commercial drive. I think when we just